Now, did Democrats sell out labor and take corporate contributions? Absolutely. So your answer to a revanchist far right that's doing even more than any previous administration on labor is to go back into history and bitch about Democrats fucking up on that issue. What we on the actual left, who care about actually achieving things, are doing is fighting all of these fronts simultaneously. But actually, in fact, focusing now on the main threat. I said if you were in a swing state, vote for Hillary because I wanted to keep the main threat and the main problem be those fucking neoliberals and corporatists that we do have to defeat, not galloping fascists. But you know what? It's a good business model. Outrage is a good business model.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is... Oh, God, it's Wednesday. I forgot it's Wednesday. Up. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Julie. Guess what day it is? It's Hump Day. I forgot it was Wednesday. I forgot to change it. I knew I was forgetting something. All right, so, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. The weekend is almost motherfucking here. And I am, yeah. God damn, it's Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Tuesday because of the holiday, but you know, it's Wednesday. Damn, that means that screwed up a couple of things that I have set up. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call that I had to answer. So what's up, everybody? It is me, Crimson 60620. I am here, and I forgot to put out one final link. Oh shit. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna like fuck up a couple of things. God damn, I had this shit planned out and everything. So always trying to stay up above the algorithm. One thing that I do want to say is I noticed with me doing a lot of these videos, multi-releases a day, it actually is bringing my video view count up. And that's something people on the left need to do. They need to stop making these big and thoughtful. Like, no, put out content. These right-wing motherfuckers put out content like it's nonstop. Like, sort of, this first person that we're going to talk about again today. So, as you guys have known, I actually done videos talking about how we have the She-Hulk hatred. And it's stupid. I just don't get it. Because these are motherfucking comic movie fans, but they're not comic book fans, even though they claim they know all the comic books. Dude, like, no. And let's take our resident, #1 incel, It's a Gundam, and see what he says about the new She-Hulk show. Shall we? Wait. What's so wrong about that shit? Wait. I have a shirt. I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining how I'm right. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? This is the weak man's scary little thing. Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. Yeah, I have a shirt like that. I also have a shirt, and you guys seen it. I can't wear it because it's green on the green screen, but it says, "I just high-fived your face." Like, what the fuck? Okay, sure. Let's go. Of course, of course.
She-Hulk, sadly, is the new it thing in the multiverse. I mean, the multiverse of
These people, well, let's just face it. These guys and pygmies do know that She-Hulk has been a character since the 1980s, and most of the shit that she does on the show is tame in comparison to what's in the comic books, right? Right?
shows and movies planned by Disney to slowly worsen the superhero fatigue that many of us are undergoing.
Oh, so it's not a guy, a white guy, so it causes you to fatigue more. Because Marvel doesn't have a team of superheroines, just superheroines, because reasons, right? Because reasons, right?
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Wait, what was that?
Planned by Disney to slowly
Wait.
worsen the superhero fatigue that many of us are undergoing.
Let's go.
Fine.
Let's go.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
she
with
said
the
that shit.
events that are unfolding currently.
Wait. Does he not realize there are multiple spider people? Oh my god! He doesn't realize there are multiple spider people. There are Spider-Verse, the Edge of the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Geddon shows how many there's a universe out there where Aunt May is Spider-Woman. There's a universe where Uncle Ben is Spider-Ben. Like, oh, wow. These people are so insecure.
Honestly, major corporations are creating the comic book crash of the 1990s, but they're doing it with movies and television. Let me tell you, there's no break.
They do know that. Okay, sure, yeah, let's go.
It's on the lazy train, baby. I was somewhat neutral to Marvel She-Hulk, other than memeing on the horrible CGI. But the more that came out about the show,
what happens on a regular Tuesday when you just have to do laundry, that's really kind of the slice of life that this show kind of explores.
Do they not know that it's like Ally McBeal meets superheroes, which She-Hulk really was? Okay, sure, let's go.
And someone broke your car as they were throwing it across the way or something. Like, what are the legal ramifications of that? Right?
Exactly.
That women aren't funny. Now, in real life, I know there are loads of funny women. Like,
Yeah, Ricky Gervais, the poster child of non-misogyny. Okay, sure.
and some of its obnoxious cast members, the more I realized...
What obnoxious cast members? Are you talking about Tatiana Maslany? A fucking great actress who, if you've ever seen, like, Orphan Black, you would say, like, oh, she's, like, even though her performance in this show is, like, awesome, but if you've ever seen Orphan Black, they would be pissed. Oh, God, that would just blow their motherfucking minds. But, all right, let's go.
this wasn't going to be the fun She-Hulk I knew and loved. But
what fun She-Hulk? Oh, wait, what fun She-Hulk? They are literally making jokes that they did in the comics. Okay, let's go.
a bit of intersectional feminism we all see all too often. I think this is done on
He's mad because bitches don't know their place, right? That's what it is. Okay, let's go.
purpose. Hear me out. If people say the show sucks, it can be written off as the fans are misogynists and bigots. They want to control women. It's a perfect deflector shield.
They kind of do. Like, if you know anything about She-Hulk, if you knew She-Hulk coming into the show, you know this is what She-Hulk is. Oh, wait. Like, you can go to the Earth's Mightiest Avenger, not even the Earth's Mightiest Avengers. If you go to the Fantastic Four, that's part of that whole new Marvel Cinematic Cartoon universe, you can see this is the She-Hulk character. If you go to the old Marvel Cartoon Cinematic Universe, Jennifer Walters is that character. All right, let's go.
Really. And it's the only one people without talent have been using since 2016, with no end in sight. The pandering started off quite early with the lead actress whose name I can't remember, running around in her Protect Trans Future shirt, which was meant to tickle bellies of the progressive Twitter users and the social media fan base that cares about nothing but representation in every piece of media that they consume or support publicly online.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? If they hear enough convincing that they will be convinced to be trans, if that is what you think, motherfucker, then you're not cis. If you think somebody can convince you to be anything other than what you identify as, you're not what you think you are. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Then quickly forget about after their egos had been sated. Goodbye, Batwoman on the CW, goodbye. Let's not forget the Comic-Con panel.
Wait, a lot of DC shows and movies were canceled. That's not a good thing. That you forget the fucking Justice League had a fucked up thing. You forget there is so much of this shit that was just rewrote or canceled. That's a thing that happened. It wasn't just the woke women shit. It was all these other masculine bullshit as well. Okay, let's go.
That was as interesting as receiving a colonoscopy made of broken glass and honeydew oil. The first episode of She-Hulk showed me that men were incompetent within 2 minutes of airing.
You win the case, and you are not helpful here at all.
I feel like this is going to land better coming from you.
Wait. So, you're talking about the 2-minute scene where fucking Dennis is a asshole. Like, this is I've watched 3 episodes. When it comes on tomorrow, I'm going to watch the 4th episode. What part of this is their representative that all men are incompetent? Please tell me this. Unless you see yourself as that fucking douchebag. Pug is actually somebody who's very competent, very intelligent in the show. He is actually seen as just competent. But what? He's a nice guy, so he's not really a real man. But he is. Alright, let's go.
Bye, Dennis.
You're going to listen to a paralegal over another lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That was so good.
Within
The same motherfucker who thought he was dating Megan Thee Stallion. Like, the fuck? Okay. That lets you know. Alright, let's go.
3 minutes of running, Captain America was a virgin. Funny how finding a woman sexually...
They don't get the joke. They paid the joke in the end of the credit scenes. Oh my God! Wait. Here, the question of whether Captain America was a virgin has been one of the biggest debates among the MCU fans, and thanks to Marvel head Kevin Feige, She-Hulk Attorney has helped shed some light on the love life of the first Avenger. Okay. So, we're going to actually, resolve this right now. This is what we're going to resolve right now. Captain America being a virgin was a joke. She was baiting him, you dumb fucks. She didn't think he was. You can see it in the post-credit scenes when he was like, yeah, he kind of did his thing with one of the girls from the tour, and she was like, I knew it. She pretended to be drunk, but you dumb fucks did not see that part because you was so hurt about a woman saying, oh, I have to pretend. Like, dude, you guys are fucking dumb. She knew it was. She heard the rumors. The fact is, she knew Captain America was fucking. She knew it. She gave it. Look. I don't care who you think. Like, I don't care who you think, what you think. A woman knows when a man is fucking. A woman knows when a man is fucking. She may not be, and I don't mean that in the sense of, oh, she knows when he's fucking around. Like, no, a woman knows what another woman will find attractive about a man. Steve Rogers, in the MCU, in the comic books, is generally somebody who says, oh, no, we treat women with equal, we respect women and shit like that. And, he would stand with a woman who should no, people know, women who like men know when a guy is fuckable. The point of the joke was Captain America fuckable? And she knew it. She was just trying to find out who he fucked. But dumb fucks like this don't get that. Women know that I'm fuckable. And I'm not saying that I fuck. But women know that I'm fuckable because of the way I treat people. That's what's the thing. But dumb fucks like It's a Gundam will never understand that because they don't know what the word fuckable means. Well, let's go.
Attractive is bad, or reducing her to a sexual object is bad, even if she's on Twitch, rolling around in hot tubs, fishing for tips.
But was she doing that or were other people doing that? Oh, okay, let's go.
What about exploiting women?
Well, you know, when a man does it, it's exploitation. When a woman does it, it's good business.
But a woman judging a man by the number of sexual partners he's had, oh, that's fine. It's just Tuesday. Double standards much? Yes, actually. All day, every day. Within 5 minutes, Jennifer Walters' origin was changed to make her seem heroic rather than being totally helpless and needing Bruce to save her life. That's right.
What in her original origin was helpless? I'm sorry, I just don't get that part right there. What part of her original origin was she helpless? I don't. Okay. All right, let's go.
5 minutes is all it took for them to thumb their nose at canon. Much like Resident Evil on Netflix, I personally feel that She-Hulk is a show the creators could only get going if they attached it to an intellectual property that already existed.
Like She-Hulk. Like, okay. Like, I went back and watched the Incredible Hulk show from the early 2000s, late 90s. It was like, dude, like, oh my god. It's almost as if, like, what happens is some shit pops off, Bruce helps, she fucking hulks out, and then she goes to town acting fucking like just the best thing since sliced bread. I don't get why they have such a hate boner for strong women. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go.
Sum it up in one sentence. This show is Ally McBeal with superheroes thrown in it.
What?
Yeah.
Almost like they...
In the comic book,
it's almost as if they said that's what it was. Wait, what? It's almost as if they said that's what it was.
Survives a murder attempt on her life by the mobster Nick Trask. I probably said that wrong. Since she is defending a criminal by the name of Moncton, who was framed for murder by Nick, right? Banner warns her of the danger she faces. She ignores him, obviously. She's like...
So, wait a minute. A defense attorney actually sticks her neck out for a client, but she's helpless. Yeah, sure. That's nowhere near heroic. That's just being stupid.
Like, oh, those sort of things only happen in movies. Then hitmen are hired to take her out. As soon as she gets out of the car, she's shot. Now, Banner has to fight becoming the Hulk while also trying to save her life and avoid being arrested. You see, in the comic books, the Hulk...
Wait, he didn't... You are showing the shit! You are literally showing that he did not become the Hulk! This is the evidence right here! Okay.
Hulk isn't running around drinking soy lattes. He's on the run. And even as Banner, he seems pretty badass.
This was based off of around the time that the 1979 Incredible Hulk was on TV. Of course, they're using the context of that time to tell the story. I wonder where that happens. You are such a fucking idiot. But let's go.
After he successfully gives her a blood transfusion by breaking into a doctor's home, he calls for an ambulance, where he is subsequently arrested, and Jen ends up in the hospital to get the treatment she needs. Now, while she's at the hospital, Banner has to escape the police because he has no ID, no information, and they're looking for the Hulk. He fits a description. While he's escaping, the hitmen go to the hospital to finish Jen off. And that's where she becomes She-Hulk for the first time. This is a much more interesting origin story than what Disney Marvel came up with. See,
I can also reference the time where Jennifer Walters became the Hulk. If we go to the Incredible Hulk TV series, where literally Doom is sending Doombots after her, and like literally, Bruce gives her a blood transfusion, and he says, "Oh shit, we need to give you a blood transfusion," and she turns into She-Hulk, and she uses the joke where Doom says, "Doom push button, go boom boom," and she uses that shit. we have several different stories of these characters coming to life. Tony Stark was not injured in Afghanistan in the fucking original comics. That's not how he became Iron Man. Bruce Banner wasn't experimenting with gamma radiation to make himself bigger. No, he got hit by a fucking bomb. It's like these motherfuckers don't know the shit that you reference. And in this one, in those two instances, Bruce was a dumbass. They didn't know. He didn't know. Oh, you may give gamma radiation to my cousin. At least in this one, he recognized that, yo, I have a contaminant in my blood. If you get fucked up, you gonna die. What part of that don't you fucking get? Wow. It's dumb for when it's okay when a man thinks it's dumb, but it's when a woman does something dumb, just come down on her. Like the fuck? Okay. Alright, maybe not come because there is this. Alright, let's go. Let's go.
Disney Marvel had a goofy car crash that involved aliens, and whoa, is Captain America a virgin?
This is funny. He's gay.
And she becomes the Hulk and ends up at a bar. It's a stupid scene, it's supposed to be funny. These women meet her in a bathroom and talk about, you guessed it, abusive men who did this to her.
Oh, girl, what happened to you?
If you saw a woman looking like that, and you don't, you know what? It's a guy that has actually said that he's laughed at a woman being abused by her boyfriend. So yeah, this is par for the course for his ass. But let's go.
Are you okay? Okay, no judgments, but whoever did this to you does not care about you.
You do not need him. Or her. Or them.
But you do need shoes, because this is a public bathroom.
Right. Now that's comedy.
Because obviously a boyfriend would do this to her. He'd beat her, rub her.
Wait, did they say? Wait, did he just played the clip? He said him or her or them. It like literally that was in the clip. Literally that was in the clip. What part of that did you not just hear? Okay, let's go.
Her in filth and steal her shoes, mama. Men are trash, hashtag. They clean her up and give her a fur coat. Lord only knows why. And while she's outside, predatory men show up and start talking to her. And she becomes the Hulk when they insist to speak to her for some reason. So far, watching She-Hulk episode 1 was pretty much men are either incompetent or predatory. Then we end up in Mexico, where She-Hulk is better than Banner at everything.
Banner has DID. When he is in Professor Hulk or Smart Hulk mode, he is not in full totality. Give Hulk his motherfucking ID. Give him out who he is. Give Banner who he is. When Banner is in control of the Hulk, no, he is not as smart. And why you bringing up the comics? There was an interesting time where Jen Walters had to fight as She-Hulk against an alien presence. You know what she did? She realized her strength multiplies. As a She-Hulk, she trained as Jennifer Walters. She does the thing that, Goku does. He trains in his base form before he goes Super Saiyan, then he trains and like he's so strong in Super Saiyan. That's what she did. She basically did the Goku training regimen. That's a thing. Not every Hulk is some fucked up ass representation of a shelter character that their abusive father used to beat on them and create a shelter persona, a shelter alter that they would use to protect themselves. Bruce has DID. He does. That's why he said it. I feel like there's another guy. I feel like this. I feel like I'm fighting with another guy. Because you have DID. That's why he's got a fucked up ass situation. And that's why she said it. You need to get rid of over the trauma and the stress. Because everybody in their family knew that fucking Brian Banner was an abusive piece of shit. But, reasons, right? Reasons. But you're a comic book fan. But let's go.
And everything. In every way. Even her blood is so special, it heals the Hulk's arm after he used the Infinity Gauntlet injury. Which, in and of itself, makes no sense, because the Hulk's healing factor would have taken care of that by now.
Then talk to the writers about that before She-Hulk came into play. Alright, let's go.
because the Hulk's healing factor is on some level similar to Wolverine. How would I know that? There was this time Wolverine totally put his claws through the Hulk's skull and the Hulk lived. I don't know. I figure brain damage would be a lot more devastating than nerve damage from an Infinity Gauntlet. But what do I know?
It wasn't just nerve damage, you dumb fuck. All right, man. All right, let's go. There was a time in the comic books where Bruce Banner was literally dismembered and the Hulk came out. Are you going to really start using the Immortal Hulk shit? Are you going to start using the Immortal Hulk shit? Like, dude, oh my God. Okay, I feel like I'm doing a comic book nerd shit. I'm sorry, let's go. I'm taking too long with this.
I'm an incel according to the internet. Also,
You
another
are.
clue is that the Hulk, much like Wolverine, can drink and get drunk without a hangover. Nerd science. But the people who work at the MCU and probably wrote that didn't know that and probably didn't care. While Mark Ruffalo...
He said that. Oh my God. Captain America said that in the first Avenger. Like, yeah, I can get drunk all I want, but I know a hangover. Everybody that's a healing factor can actually do that. Everybody, like, oh my God. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have an
The
aneurysm.
latest of all Hulks to ever exist.
Say green.
Green.
Green. Did you get that?
He's gay!
This video is brought to you by Established Title. Now...
Oh no. Of course he would do established titles. That's how he feels important.
Jen Walters. And then she goes into her struggles of the everyday woman talking points that seem to be the de facto response in any female lead series or superhero movie
Disprove it. Disprove it.
of the last few years.
Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger.
Disprove it. Disprove it. You want to complain about it? Disprove it. I can point to you mountains of evidence where she's right, but you disprove it.
I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street,
Disprove it.
incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me. I do it.
We had an example, literally the first part of this of the show. Disprove it.
Pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or might just literally get murdered. So
Disprove it. I'm waiting for you to disprove it.
I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you. So
Disprove what she's saying. Instead of running a clip, disprove it.
all of this just feels like projecting a lot of onto me.
See.
No, I'm doing this.
Okay, this is completely new territory.
See? Oh, see? This is the thing. He doesn't know. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. Why is it that A-Bomb, not talking about Emil Blonsky, but A-Bomb in the comic books can control itself? Why is it that Sakaar can control itself? Bruce has DID. And that's where he's basing all of this information from. And I don't know why they just so... Maybe because it's too close to Moon Knight, where Moon Knight is another character that has DID. A lot of Marvel superheroes do. The Sentry has DID. These are people that have issues that are trying to deal with it and still try to fucking save the world. I keep saying it, I keep saying it, I keep saying it. Marvel are gods trying to be human. DC is gods trying to be human. Marvel is humans trying to deal with shit that gods deal with, and then mortal shit. But let's go.
You guys have outgrown your binder, cuz.
What a charming story.
Twitter absolutely loved this. The amount of brainlets that care zero about the character but love to see politically correct takes in media went off like it was Gay Pride Month again.
She-Hulk might genuinely be the first time some young men hear a woman speaking candidly about experiences like this. It might not seem like it, but that's hugely important.
Can you disprove what she's saying? Can you disprove what she's saying? If you can disprove what she's saying, I will take it all back. I will take it all back. Disprove what she's saying. You're more concerned that she hurt your feelings rather than disproving what she said. But let's go.
It is impossible to be a male in America today and not hear or see this in some form of media, or from politicians, or from the news. It's one of the favorite talking points. Oh,
gee, it's almost as if they said because it's true.
catcalls. Oh, gender pay gap. Oh, patriarchy. All of us are somehow running around with this invisible blanket of privilege, and I'd like to
Having privilege doesn't mean that bad shit doesn't happen to you, you dumb fuck. It means that bad shit happens to you, but more bad shit happens to other groups that you're not a part of. That's not what... Having privilege means that just because you're white doesn't mean that you can't be poor. Or you can't help come up in an abusive home. Or that you can't... It means that when the cops look at you, they don't automatically think shoot. That's all it is.
turn mine because it doesn't seem to be working. I swear to Christ, I keep trying to use it and it just backfires. Don't you know I'm a man and it's a patriarchy? I demand respect, damn it!
I think you would talk to the 5-year-old in ways that the 5-year-old could understand. So you would talk about courtesy, politeness, being equal to others, not being aggressive. Boys will be boys. I mean, we've all heard that. Little boys have heard that. That's not going to fly anymore.
Right.
The future thinker...
Yeah, just because you have a penis doesn't mean that you can go beat people. I'm just saying. You know, that just seems a little bit like, just because you have a penis, like I do, I don't think just because I have a penis I can go around and just beat people and impose my way. If I did that, I already would have took over the world. Anyway, let's go.
Leaders of America are going to be in a matriarchal society, not little patriarchs. They're not going to be full of toxic masculinity. It's going to be more of a natural masculinity. So we'll have less crime, less violence. Yeah, it'll be a better place to live if little thinkers of tomorrow will be better
Should we have
people.
less? So boys can't be boys, but girls can be girls?
Yes, girls.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Let's go.
Can be girls because girls are not the violent ones in our society. I mean, boys grow up to be men and they commit 3 times more violent crime than women. I mean, it's just a fact. So girls are doing it right.
So
girls are growing up right. Boys are not.
Do you think, and you've lived in this world for a while now, the people who come up with ideas like this are literally the unhappiest people in the world?
But sometimes you just get tired of your drunk being beaten all the time. I get it. Global warming. What do you want me to do? Uh-oh.
One person can't fix global warming? Yeah, sure, okay.
Oh, there's children starving somewhere. What do you want me to do?
So fuck them, huh? Fuck those starving kids! Alright, let's go.
Oh, I didn't do it. I just woke up, damn it. Here's an interesting one. From masterpiece to miscarriage. And truthfully, yes, the way Disney has handled the Hulk is just terrible. But Matthew feels it's okay for characters to...
Wait. I saw the original Incredible Hulk. It wasn't a masterpiece. And again, like, we've had some of the craziest stories there have been with Hulk. One of the ones that I fucking love that the Incredible Hulk did, World War Hulk. The reason why he was so strong and he was so angry because he was pissed, because he was hurt. Somebody killed his woman and he was hurting. And he let the whole world hurt because of that shit. He was literally throwing a tantrum. And when he found out that it wasn't the people who actually sent him into space, but one of the people that he thought he trusted, he threw a bigger tantrum. So you tell me this. You tell me this. When has the Hulk ever not just thrown a tantrum and become the strongest he could? But yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Develop. Tell me you don't know anything about comics without telling me you don't know anything about comics. If you feel Smart Hulk was a developed character.
Sure, I'm gonna let him have that one.
Explain to you why this scene is actually not cringe. She-Hulk is talking about things she experienced daily for being an attractive woman.
Whoa! The lead actress for She-Hulk is a mid. Okay, let's be real here.
That you couldn't imagine sticking your dick in. You could never imagine sticking your dick in. She's a mid. She's a mid. She's a mid. Okay. Sure. Okay, she's a mid.
If I saw her on the street, I wouldn't bother to ask for her number or anything. Hell, I wouldn't even ask for directions.
Of being
Oh, somebody's mad. Let's go.
an attractive woman that makes her mad, and that Bruce can't relate because he's a nerdy dude.
Take that, Bruce. You only had...
Bruce can't relate because he had like okay. Like let's get a couple things straight. Let's just be a couple things straight. Bruce has a lot of different mental illnesses. Bruce can't relate to people. It is a reason why him and Betty Ross keeps breaking up. It is like you can't I can't tell you how much that of Bruce dick that he doesn't get to use because he's a fuck up. He's an obsessive compulsive. He's pretty obsessive compulsive, and he has DID, and he's not the good personality. Motherfucking Joe Fixit has gotten more tail than he has. Greyhawk, I know they don't have it in the MCU, but Greyhawk actually gets more tail than Bruce does. And he lays the shit down. He leaves them walking funny. I just don't know, man. Okay, let's go.
Had to run from the police for the better part of half your life while dealing with emotional demons. She got catcalled. Wow, check your privilege, Bruce. You only saved a boy from being hit with gamma radiation. You are so privileged to even have the job to be gamma radiated with.
This comment is even worse than cringe. You don't get it. A lot of women get angry every day at the objectification they feel, which is often normalized in society.
Men are so afraid to talk to women dated.
Please tell me, where is that wrong? Where is that wrong? Where is that wrong?
Isn't even funny. Go look up the phrase "men won't approach anymore" and see what I...
Yeah, because they're fucking losers. I approach women all the time. I literally approach women all the time. Oh shit. There is somebody who I actually, no lie, and this is just a natural thing for just, not being a complete fucking insular motherfucker. There is somebody that I actually just have a conversation with, is a great way of saying it, because we work out at the same place, we work out outside, and then I just started a natural conversation. I wasn't trying to, oh yeah, let me get inside your, digits and shit like that. No, it's just a natural conversation. That shit is easy. Easy. You don't have to fucking fake that shit. But fuckers like this that only think that, oh yeah, I don't need to talk to a woman because she needs to give me the cooch. Lets me know. Tell me you don't know how to talk to women without saying you don't know how to talk to women.
And men whistle still occasionally, objectifying, don't share a collective frustration at it because it doesn't happen as often, hence Bruce's calmness.
I haven't seen a construction worker whistle at a woman probably ever in my life. And now, if you say something to a woman as a construction worker, it could get you fired. Hell.
No, you can't get fired for that. No, it's when you do creepy shit that can get you fired.
Construction workers made fun of a dude in a dress literally like 4 or 5 months ago, and a guy lost his job. And you know something?
Wait. Whistling at a woman or saying something to a woman is the same as actually bullying somebody in a dress. Yeah, that's the same thing, dog. Okay.
Maybe the dude in the dress should have picked a nicer dress. Why is it so wrong to say what's true? I'm gonna be hanging out with Andrew Tate in no time. Somebody then replies with this one.
I get it. More than you know, sweetie. Trying to virtue signal on here ain't gonna do a thing. Have a good one.
And then they used a meme that's been making the rounds of Twitter where basically Jen talks about being catcalled and the Hulk talks about his father beating his mother to death.
If we want to go to the comic book origins, she was doing her job protecting her client and she was nearly shot to death. We want to go through the comic book origins. Yeah, she was doing her job protecting her client and she was nearly shot to death. You want to do that? These people are so, like, they move goalposts like their name is fucking UPS.
If you don't know, the Hulk had an abusive father. John replies with,
Hulk needs to man up and get over it. Everyone has dead people. His mom was probably more angry than him too.
That was stupid. I will give that stupid. That's dumb as fuck. It's almost over. It's almost over.
I'm dead inside.
Okay, so Jen getting catcalled or whistled at in this world, right? That's over the line. This is terrible. We need to listen. Bruce Banner's mother being beaten to death in front of him. He needs to man up. Get over it. Oh my God. The cognitive dissonance. See why I hate Twitter? Because these people exist.
And you're on it too, so you exist on Twitter as well. You dumb fuck. Okay, let's go.
They're insane, and Hollywood thinks Twitter accounts for the rest of the world, when it's just a large group of freaks.
Wait! Somebody in the manosphere thinks that they account for the rest of the world. Mind you, the go woke or go woke and go broke home a crowd really has not proven anything. All right, let's go.
And in the Frankenstein movie, I always felt the monster is really the good guy. He didn't want to hurt anybody. All those idiots with torches were always chasing him up and down the hills. So I thought it would be fun to get a monster who was really a good guy. But nobody knew that.
This is from that interview. Oh my God! This is from that interview that I actually have. Oh shit! Here. Wait. It's funny that he brings up this. Let's see if I can actually find it. It's on my desktop. I have to bring it up. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Let's pull it up.
People often ask me which...
Here it is. Funny, they will never bring this shit up. And this is where... Here it is. I think it's in the last part of it.
Had created the DC universe or something like that. And they asked me to write Superman, Batman, the Wonder Woman, the Green Lantern, I don't know, 10 or 12 of their books, as if I had created them. So I changed all of them around. I made Batman a black man. I made the Flash a female. I just for fun, just to make them different. I really enjoyed doing it.
That was a thing. That was their God King Stan Lee actually did. That's what Stan Lee actually did. But this shit... Okay. Let's go. We almost finished this video.
And to take a leaf from the Jekyll and Hyde thing, where he could change from a normal person into the monster. And I did the Hulk.
Basically, Bruce Banner is a tragic tale. The MCU is guilty of watering down the Hulk and making him as complex as playing tic-tac-toe with a baby. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk shouldn't be called the Smart Hulk. It should be called the Soy Hulk. Because this Hulk sucks. Garbage, not Hulk. Trash. F you, Marvel. F you, quote me on that. The amount of rage and anger Bruce Banner / the Hulk has is insurmountable. He's attempted multiple times, and the Hulk stopped it. He was also a hero trying to do the right thing, but he was living with a monster that was treated like a monster. And the Hulk wasn't inherently bad. He just wanted to be left alone.
Okay, I'm done with this. This is just like, I bring up the comic books when it fits my needs, but when it doesn't, then, we're going to leave it alone because reasons and shit like that. This shit is just, sad, really, because a lot of these people claim to be comic book nerds, and they're not. They're just fucking nerds that will never get them a proper relationship because they hate women. and they like men. Anyway, guys, like, share, and subscribe. I'm cutting this video segment here, and thank you for watching. Oh my God, wow. It makes no sense to me, the hatred and the misogyny that a lot of these motherfuckers have. Because what does it actually get them? A dry dick? The opportunity to say, look, woke shit. It just gets you hatred. And you end up hating yourself. And dog, like, no, I'm straight. I'm straight. I just don't get how people can actually feel this way. So, anyway. Yeah. If you're watching this live on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you follow me. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. Get that like button. It lets YouTube know that more people should actually be seeing the stream, and things of that nature. So, yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button, everyone. All right. So it's like I'm doing all the sigils for summoning incels, and this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good at all. All right. So let's get to the next video. Okay. So I admit that ooh, check it out. The only time I really enjoyed hearing Kermit the Frog talk, or someone who approximately sounds like Kermit the Frog, is watching Devil Artemis. This is when him with Perfect Cell and Kermit the Frog, they have crazy adventures in the DA universe. But I don't like this fucker. And I know I just recently did a video with him and Ben Shapiro, and it's just, oh God. He makes me want to rip out my eardrums and smack myself with them. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, fuck Jordan Peterson. But remember, he's a professor of psychology that's going to tell us about why Africa is not poor because of colonization. This motherfucker's a Nazi. He's just a fucking Nazi. And like, let's just face it. He just does shit that is just horrible. If you haven't watched it, watch the Some More News brief talk about Jordan Peterson. He's just a Nazi. He's just a fucking Nazi. But let's get into this video, shall we?
Well, you list here in one of your articles where you make reference to these rating systems, the bottom 10 countries for doing business in the world: Chad, Haiti, Central African Republic, Congo, Democratic Republic, South Sudan, Libya, Yemen, Venezuela. There's a lovely example: Eritrea and Somalia. And so,
okay, so for all the bullshit he does, like, why did you name your daughter Michaela off of, the fucking Soviet premier? Okay, all right, let's go.
So there are three exceptions in the African ecosystem. Mauritius, Rwanda, Kenya, South Africa, Botswana, and Zambia. You pointed out in your prospectus, is it prospectus article?
Yeah, prospectus article of
Right.
Institute.
Right, that Mauritius is a rising star, and Rwanda is in some ways comparable to Georgia. So some of these countries have started to get this right.
Yes.
And so what's the...
We're not going to talk about the history of colonization that has happened through the Western powers, through things that happened with the Second World War, and now what's happening with the Belt and Road Initiative to China, and all the warlords with guns and drugs that are trying to control the populace. We're not going to talk about that shit, right? We're going to. Okay, let's go.
Consequence of that, and what does right mean?
What they have understood, what these countries have understood, is that economic freedom is at the center for prosperity building. Rwanda, for example, Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, is explicit about it. He said he wants to be the Lee Kuan Yew he wants to be the Singapore of Africa, and Lee Kuan Yew is his model. Now, the dirty mouths are going to start shouting, "Oh yeah, see, authoritarian, blah blah blah," whatever. Me, I want to talk only.
Wait! So, you bring up somebody who is literally authoritarian and say, well, because he's an authoritarian, you shouldn't listen to him. I mean, you shouldn't pay attention to that. So is he oppressing his people? Like, is he being the new Xi Jinping? Is he doing that shit? Like, no! That is not... Oh yeah, we're going to make our country great by oppressing the people. That's stupid. That's not freedom. That's just money to the top part of the fucking party. Or the ruling class. That's not freedom. That's not how freedom works.
About the on the economic side, if you take Lee Kuan Yew and Singapore as your example, then it means that, like him, you're going to have to be serious about economic freedom.
Economic freedom for who? If you live in an authoritarian state. For who? The ruling class? Okay. Oh God, this is hurting my head. This is hurting my head. You are literally saying economic freedom, even though somebody's an authoritarian. That money isn't going to the people. Okay, let's go.
And that's exactly what he did. That's what Singapore did. When Singapore figured that out, they went on to put in the right reforms to make their environment some of the most business-friendly environments in the world, one of the most free markets environment in the world.
And we know Singapore is a beacon of freedom and happiness, and there are no poor people in Singapore. There are no poor people in Singapore. There are no poor people in Singapore. Oh wait, yeah, there is.
And you saw the magic of Singapore. Today, Singapore is richer than its ex-colonizer, Great Britain. So when I hear people telling me today, oh, Africa is poor because of colonization, I'm like, please, let's move on from that. Does it?
Hey guys, here, come pick. Oh, I'm sorry.
Have maybe a tiny percentage in where we are today? Maybe, and I don't know. But I know it's not the cause, because if it were, many countless countries have been colonized before. And by the way, colonizing one another is humanity's history. It just happened.
Wait. Colonization is a good thing because that's what all humans did. So is slavery did because that's what humans did. Ooh, human sacrifice is a good thing because that's what human history is. Oh yeah, you know, cannibalism. That's all the human history. Do you hear the insanity that this chick is saying? All right, let's go.
Happened that maybe Africa has been one of the last colonized region in the world. So in our psyche, it is there and it acts like nothing happened before to others. But flash news, it's the history of the world. We've been capturing each other back and forth, all of that. So anyway, but the truth is.
All right, so let's just address this. And I know that there are going to be people in my Kappa section, and there are no people that I've already talked to. Yes, here the thing is, I do not believe. This is just me. I do not believe that you should actually use. I was more oppressed than you are, so I have a past to do crazy shit. No, I think that slavery is bad. I think colonization is bad. I think that killing each other are bad. So we shouldn't do it. And watch this now. Societies that have suffered for colonization and are still suffering from colonization, they should be freed from those bonds. Not free to enact the same type of retribution on other people, but yeah, colonization is bad. We shouldn't do it. And we should actually, let people determine their own destinies without imposing their wills on other people. I think that's a thing that we can actually do. I think that's something we can actually do. But let's go.
Singapore, richer than Great Britain today. And then Hong Kong happened.
No, it's not. Okay. Here, let me test that theory out because reasons. Here. For versus Great Britain GDP. All right, so let's look at this, and I need to put this back on stretch, right? Here, let's choose this one. Oh, this is too many numbers and letters that I am too far from the screen to actually see. So, if we're looking at GDP, Singapore, annual GDP for 2021, 396 million. GDP for, wait, I don't know why that came up. Like, so in comparison, the United Kingdom has almost a factor of 8 above the GDP of Singapore. Now, GDP per capita, yes, because the United Kingdom has more people. Debt, again, more people. But the GDP for the United Kingdom is a factor of 8 above Singapore. I'm trying to figure out what's the difference. I'm trying to figure out, like, how is Singapore better, or Singapore's GDP is higher than Great Britain's? I'm confused. I have so many fucking questions. Even the S&P rating, even though Great Britain has a lower S&P rating, I think they can still borrow money at a better rate than Singapore. Something just tells me. I don't know. It just seems as if that's what she's saying is just bullshit. It just sounds like bullshit. I don't know. Maybe because it's the Daily Mail and nobody would really check that shit, but you know, I don't know.
And then because Hong Kong happened, China even today happened. Because China's like, wait a minute, what went on over there? And then China went on to do the exact same thing with its SEZs, the special economic zones, some of the most free market zones in the world. And
it's almost as if China's a capitalist country. I don't know. It's almost as if China's a capitalist country. And they're doing the Belt and Road Initiative, which is causing them a lot of trouble at home and abroad. But you know, because reasons. Let's go.
And then look at it happen in communist China, who, when it comes to economics, decided that we're going to do the free market, we're going to be capitalist, because that's the only way. We tried everything else.
Oh, she's admitted to it! China is a capitalist country. Okay, yeah, let's go.
We killed hundreds of millions of people, and we have nothing to show for it. But now that we're tired of being disrespected members of society, because guess what? That's the other thing too. You want to be respected in this world? You're going to have to be among the prosperous ones for other reasons. Would it be nice, G, that we respect people just because? Absolutely. But that's really not the world we live in. So when China got tired of being disrespected, they're like, maybe we got to build also some prosperity here, because then they're going to hear us. And today, China, being one of the, being where it is at, even Hollywood, who tries to tell the world how to think, is being told by China what movies to make and how to tweak stories and history in order to be palatable for them.
Is it because of profit motive? Is it because of profit motive? Is it because profit motive? And oh yeah, Xi Jinping is a fucking authoritarian. But of course, Jordan Peterson is gonna love authoritarians because he's an authoritarian. But let's go.
You see the power that comes with being prosperous.
The Consumer Price Index has reached yet another 40-year high, and the latest
Is this really an ad? Oh, this is really an ad! Oh, wait, this is an ad! Oh my god, this is an ad! Instead of actually just doing an ad break, oh wow! Fuck! Alright, let's go.
You recommend concretely to countries like Senegal to get the hell out of the way, let's say, of the people who would, like you, would do everything they could to try to make it better. I mean, one of the things that happened with India is India established the Indian Institute of Technology, which is a deadly engineering school, and a huge number of its graduates went to Silicon Valley, as you well know. Yep. And many of the successful Indian graduates of IIT started to dump money back into India and build a capitalist infrastructure there, or help build a capitalist infrastructure there. So this sort of thing can really take hold. If you were...
What would also help India is the fact that American companies are trying to move their call centers over there and try to get the lowest rate they can, but still, like, they... Sure, okay, Jordan. Like, as dumb as that sounds, that there are also people who don't move their money back to India. Like, are you saying that the U.S. should engage in more protectivist policies? Are you saying that, Jordan? Okay, let's go.
Making recommendations to governments who wanted to get on board and stop being like Chad, Haiti, Central African Republic, Congo, South Sudan, Libya, Yemen, and Venezuela, etc. What concrete steps should...
And a lot of those countries actually want to do more for their people instead of enriching fucking oligarchs. But you know, reasons, right? Right.
They take from the bottom up to get the hell out of the way.
Exactly. So two things we've been doing, because I'm a practitioner, that's my entrepreneurial journey. I'm an entrepreneur, so I practice what I preach. But I also preach. I preach for free markets. And so when it comes to that, I'm one of the hats that I wear is as the director for the African Center for Prosperity of the Atlas Network, the largest organization in the world of free market think tanks around the world. And so what we do there is we...
Oh, great. A fucking think tank of capitalist motherfuckers who think to screw over the local people in order to make money. Sure, we need more of those. I can't, man. I can't. If somebody asks me today to be head over some free market motherfucking body, first I'm like, can I change it to something with strict controls? If they say no, say fuck them. If I say keep going on my day, I don't care how much money they will offer me. I will purposely, if I ever got rich, I would use that money to facilitate making sure that I can destroy other motherfucking rich people to give back to the people that they've taken that money from. Every single dime that I can spend. And I don't mean that as a euphemism, like after I get my... Like, no, I will buy the shit that I need to, make sure that I have a decent home, not something too big, something that would have a YouTube studio. I would buy a car that I would pay completely out for, you know, and probably just pay off the shit that I got now, make sure it's effectively working. But I will use every spare dime I can to advocate to help those who don't have it like I do. But fuckers like this, no, we need the status symbol.
Work on reforms around the world to take down barriers of entry for local entrepreneurs. So that's one.
Barriers of entry. In other words, rules and regulations. That's what it is. When they say barriers to entry for entrepreneurs, they means rules and regulations. So you like having clean tap water, then fuck you, because it's a rule and regulation to make sure your tap water is drinkable. That's a rule. That's a barrier. But let's go.
But as we all know, that's a great initiative to take, and we've been making some really good advances in many countries, especially in Ghana. We've been making a lot of progress with our partners there, Imani. But that is piecemeal legislation. It takes forever It is hard as heck, and by the time you made a gain here, you made 20 losses over there, and it's a continuous problem. But until we get better, we got to continue at it. So,
what are the losses? Please tell me what are the losses. What is the losses that these people are facing? What are the losses? Please tell me those losses. Is it that you have to make sure that you have clean drinking water for people? You can't poison the drinking water. You can't poison the soil. What are those heinous rules that's stopping you from being an entrepreneur? What the country has to act, the country has partially nationalized some of their resources, so you have to pay the people when you extract them. You have to do a minimum wage. You have to have worker protections. You have to have worker guaranteed rights. What are those rules and regulations? And you never hear this shit. You always hear free market, free market, free market. What's constraining the free market? What are the things that are constraining the free market? They never say. But let's go.
It's one thing we've been doing, and so that's a hat I wear, working with free market think tanks to try to make it easier for local entrepreneurs to join in the party. Additionally, I'm going bold, I'm going radical. For the past few years, we've been advocating an idea for Africa that found some of its roots in Latin America, and again, I'm related to the people who are in.
Whenever you hear a bold new plan of finding roots that has finding its root, a plan that has its roots in Latin America, think Chiquita Banana. Unless they're going to talk about more socialist reform, cool, great, but think Chiquita Banana.
Involved in this, my husband being one of the key figures in this movement, a movement called the Charter Cities. Paul Romer calls it like that. He's a Nobel laureate in economics. Others calls it...
Oh, company towns! Oh, okay, company towns! Okay, yeah, we've heard of those before.
Call it the free cities. I like to call it the startup cities. So the best way to think about it, Jordan, and it goes back to what you were talking about earlier when you use the word operating software. Most of the poor, most of the low-income nations, so meaning back in the days, the way we used to call it is poor nations, they have regulations for poverty. They're basically regulated for poverty, meaning the laws, the set of law, poverty. It's only...
Wait, are there laws regulated for poverty, or making laws that if people are in poverty, they protect it? What is it? What are those laws? What are the laws?
Calls poverty. And so what some of these folks have thought about, looking at the Dubai example, Dubai just recently entered the top 10 of international financial centers of the world.
I'm just going to drop this right here. If you actually want to actually see it, if you want to learn about Dubai, here, let's do this. If you want to learn about Dubai,
World War II.
I'm going to put this in the chat if you want to learn about Dubai. But
when we hear the word Dubai,
we're going to have you look at this video right here. It's a guy named Adam something. I'm sure you've heard of him. But check this video out. It has over 8 million views right now. And Adam something has some great points. We want to talk about Dubai. You can learn about Dubai from this video. But let's get back. Let's get back to the video that we're doing in hand.
And what Dubai did at some point is think about it and be like, on this bare, plot of sand that's technically worth nothing right now as is, this 110 acres of land, sand everywhere. They're like, well, maybe Sharia law is not the best for business. We got to think about better.
But they still do have Sharia law. And they live in the workforce that takes care of the buildings are immigrants that cannot leave back to their home countries.
Set of laws for business. We're talking only about business, not family law, not anything else but business. And they decided,
Okay.
There's got to be something better. And so they looked around, and that's actually when, to take one of the terms you used earlier, they're starting to realize, common law is actually a better way for business, specifically British common law. So at that point, and I'm always...
Anything that will allow us to exploit our workers, yeah.
Simplifying here because otherwise we can totally geek out on it. Remember, this is like one of my latest things that I've been involved in, but latest, it's been the past 10 years, and I'm going to share with you a win. So Dubai is like, we have to adopt British, common law, primarily British common law. We're going to hire retired British common law judges to come and educate the law here, train our own people, and that, along with many other reforms, to also become a top center when it comes to the and in the free market when it comes to the finances. Dubai.
That British common law system. So it's very, very interesting theologically and metaphysically. So it's predicated on...
Why does he have to bring in any religion at all? God! Okay, I'm done with Jordan Peterson. I'm done with it. I'm just done. This shit makes no sense. They are literally saying, let's exploit the workers and the poor and fuck them all just so we can get our business. Because reasons. I don't know what else to say, guys. Like, this shit right here is just hilariously, cartoonishly evil. It's cartoonishly evil. Because all it says is this. Fuck everybody else. Fuck you, pay me type shit. And I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just cartoonishly evil. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe, all that other good shit. Please, I'm trying to make 800 by the end of this month. If you can help me out by sharing my videos, we're up to, at last count, I think it was 738. If we can get to 800 by the end of the month, that would be great. Share out the videos from YouTube or Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. I don't give a fuck. Just share my videos and help the channel grow. We're in the cut the section right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is, like, some of this shit is just crazy, man. They're just outright lies that people will actually put up with or say just because it suits their whole idea and their whole thing. Like, I don't fucking know. God, it makes no sense. Speaking of making no sense, let me check something. Yeah, I have to put that in. Like, there are people who is, like, they're just, like, taking this whole She-Hulk thing and just running with the shit. Like, wow. It is funny that Jordan Peterson got like, shit on by Olivia Wilde. Oh, that shit was awesome. That shit was fucking awesome. Oh, God. Just looking at some of the shit that I have on my timeline. Oh my god, G-Man. Okay, let's watch this for a second.
Go to opposing YouTube channels. You want to know why? Because that coward knows he'll get destroyed. He's big enough now that he is a target now. Target. He's made enough mistakes on here now where a lot of us can just point them out and say, listen, don't listen to this morally bankrupt individual who's a hypocrite.
Atheist reactions to channel Drag Not the Bully.
Our messages about what is right and wrong.
Hypocrites.
That's what I want to know. We gotta.
Oh, that G-Man internet. That G-Man internet. Oh, shit.
Stop doing that.
That G-Man internet.
And talk about,
okay.
I want to pretend like I care about the kids.
Okay.
Or maybe you got a legitimate concern. First, you got to break away from the hypocrites and then talk.
The hypocrites.
All of these people.
All right. I'm sorry.
Channels.
I'm sorry. I can't. All right. Shit. I watch some G-Man, but it's like some of the shit is just like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. I can't. It's like me watching D-Roy. The only reason I watch D-Roy at times and some of the other fucking idiots that I cover is because, like, they pick the fight with a bear. You don't poke the bear. I am the bear. Yeah, I am the bear. Like, the fuck? Okay. Oh, God. Whew. Do I have enough energy to tackle this one? What other one did I have? I guess I'm gonna have to tackle this one. Alright, so a few weeks back I did a video that highlighted a channel that is much bigger than mine, substantially much bigger than mine, Shadow University. And in that video, he was talking about how the princess out, femininity is gone, and there are no women, and women can't be feminine anymore, and men don't like feminine women, but when they like to watch the movies that we like to watch, it is actually good. And I was told this video exists, but like I was also told how bad it is, and you guys are going to go on the journey with me of how fucked up this video is. So let's hear, can a woman defeat a man in swords fights? Yeah, we're doing this one.
Shadowversity.
Ratings, I'm Shad, and the...
He looks so constipatedly mad. He looks so mad he's constipated. Alright, let's go.
short answer to the title of this video.
He knows that there are women in stories, right? He knows that there are women heroes in stories, right? He knows that. He knows that Freya was a warrior woman, right? And I'm not just talking about with the old God of War shit. Yeah, okay, all right, let's go.
Well, yes, of course women can fight with swords. But there is more nuance to this subject than just that.
No. The title of the video is, can women defeat men in sword fights? That's the title of the video. Don't dance around it.
Of course women can fight with swords. But there is more nuance to this subject than just that, so let's get into it. Now, I've been wanting to make this video for a good while, okay? It's a very intriguing subject for me, something that I've been studying for a decent amount of time, and I've been given the kind of kick to make this video right now in response to certain comments that have been made online and been getting a bit of traction. Specifically by Andrew Klavan on the Daily Wire, and he has a prominent enough platform, he's a very prolific author, that those statements have caught a bit of attention. It's probably kind of obvious that I disagree with some of the statements that Andrew Klavan has.
Oh good, he doesn't sound like a complete chud in this video. Maybe we'll keep that up. Maybe my view of fucking Shad is colored because I've seen other shit that he's produced, but let's go.
Made, specifically these ones.
And immediately I was put off by the fact that there's a queen in this who fights like a man, and there's a couple of scenes where women fight with swords. And I just hate these scenes because no woman can fight with a sword. 0 women can fight with a sword. And
Okay. No women can fight with a sword because reasons. Yeah. We're gonna go with that one. No woman can fight with a sword. Okay, let's go.
What I mean by that is, in a situation where you are fighting men who are used to fighting with swords, you are going to get killed if you were a woman fighting with a sword 100% of the time, right? Now, you can...
What if you're a woman that fights with a sword? What if you go through the training? There are women kendo practitioners. There are women, fencing practitioners. There are women who practice with swords. I understand size makes a difference, but skill also does. To quote Imo Uchiha, a expert with a rock can beat a novice with a knife. All right, let's go.
A woman with a sword could kill somebody. A woman with a sword could kill somebody who doesn't know how to fight with a sword. But in a war situation where you are swinging this 5 to 10 pound sword again and again and again against much, much, much stronger men, they are going to kill you.
Now, I hope everyone who's watching this video will be mature enough to understand that getting things wrong doesn't make you ignorant, and having an opinion like that doesn't make you sexist either, okay?
Yes, it does! Wait. Having an opinion like that doesn't make you sexist. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You're saying that the only way a woman can kill a man is if he doesn't know anything. Sure.
He is taking one kind of view and applying it too broadly and letting it, because obviously he's thinking of the fact that the average man is stronger than the average woman. And yeah, that's a statistical fact, okay? I don't think any reasonable person is denying that reality. And of course that plays a very...
Let's look at something. So, here. In terms of absolute strength, that is, without regarding to body size, weight, or composition, the average man tends to be considerably stronger than the average woman. Specifically, the absolute total body strength of women has been reported to be roughly 67% of that of a man. So, a third. So, if I can lift 100 pounds, a woman can lift 68. But I guess it'll be 69 because it'll be base. Okay, alright. So, a 5 to 10 pound sword. Yes, repeatedly, it is something that, yes, you can get tired a lot quicker than when people think you can. However, if you've been training for it, I cannot beat a fucking powerlifting woman, an Olympic powerlifting woman. I can't beat that. No matter how much I train, if I don't train as a powerlifter, I can't beat a woman that does that. So maybe we should get women to train more. Just saying. Alright, let's go.
Significant role in combat, but the distinction that needs to be made, rather important, is that there is a difference between unarmed combat and armed combat. Very important distinction. And
a weapon is a force multiplier. That's just it. A weapon is a force multiplier. All right, let's go.
Another important thing is the role that skill plays to mitigate certain disadvantages that any combatant can have. So
what? Skill plays a role? Oh wow. Okay, sure. Let's go. Maybe this video won't be as bad as I've heard it was.
Let me also say, I am generally reluctant to make such a, I guess, public reply video, especially since my platform has grown to the level it is. I do not like the kind of tribal nature that, it's unavoidable. It's absolutely unavoidable.
You're doing it though, dude. Okay, let's go.
But it is a thing that, exists here on the YouTube platform between different...
I swear to God, all his videos, he has these meandering, but wait, but this, but that. Like, come on, dog. Let's start. Let's go.
And stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why I'm reluctant to it, especially if they're a smaller creator and it takes a lot of prodding, poking to get me to, respond. But in this instance specifically, I actually reached out to Andrew through email. I sent an email through his website, I sent a message to him through Facebook, to his Facebook page, and I sent an email to the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire did reply to me and let me know that they forwarded on the email, but it looks like Andrew hasn't read it, and I kind of get that, especially with the amount of flack Andrew's been getting for the comment, because he's been getting a lot. And so, with all these supposed replies coming left, right, and center, I think it's very reasonable for him to have expected, well, there's going to be nothing new in this reply, and it was like 3 pages. So, okay, he's a busy man as well, but he...
Wow, how does his nuts taste? You sucking up that? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
He, instead of trying to correct the mistakes he's made, he's actually doubled down on them. He's tried to clarify certain things, but the unfortunate thing is his clarifications do contradict what he originally said, where 100% of the time a woman is never going to beat a man. And his clarification contradicts that, but he doesn't acknowledge his mistake. He was trying to say that it was right all along, and he was just kind of saying it out of context, that this is what he was really saying, which, sorry, it really wasn't. Because your most recent statement...
I'm getting screamed at on Twitter because of what I said about the Witcher and women in sword fights, which what I said was absolutely true, and everybody's yelling and screaming, oh no, women could fight in a medieval battle with a sword, killed in 2 seconds. Every single woman who did that would be killed in 2 seconds, except maybe the occasional exception. I mean, I'm willing to admit that all things have exceptions.
You do acknowledge that there are exceptions, but that's not what you originally said. You said 100% of the time, and that's the unfortunate, incorrect thing that you said.
I swear to God, why don't you just come down on him? Bring the fucking Thor's hammer down on his ass because he's on some bullshit. Stop pussyfooting and Miranda around. He was wrong. And again, can a man beat a woman in a sword fight? Yes.
I mean, the other incorrect thing is the weight of swords, because that was like drastically wrong. 5 to 10 pounds for the average weight? No. That's like double to 3 times as heavy as the average sword. It's actually 2 to 3 pounds, okay? Like the heaviest average weight of swords is still under the lightest estimate that you gave. I mean, 2 pounds is the average weight, and pounds, I use, metric. I'm not a savage. 1 kilo for a one-handed sword, which equates roughly to 2 pounds. Not exactly, but roughly, okay, 2 pounds. And two-handed swords, 1.5 kilos, roughly 3 pounds, okay? So swords are much lighter than people, the average person think of. And this is the important thing, again, when it comes into combat, because swords are lighter than people expect, which means they're going to be a lot easier to handle for physically weaker people than people assume. They think that because someone is physically weaker, they're not going to be able to swing around a sword that's so darn heavy, and that's the logic that Andrew...
So, again... Can women defeat men in sword battles? Yes! Stop throwing cover for this fucker.
Fortunately uses that they're swinging around a 5 to 10 pound sword. No woman will be able to do that. No, swords are much lighter, and women can absolutely swing around swords because they're on average between 2 and 3 pounds, 1 to 1.5 kilos. So,
and mind you, these are the same people that say that women should just be taking care of babies, and all these babies are more than 3 to 4 pounds or 5 to 10 pounds. Like, babies are more than that. But okay, let's go.
Yeah. Now, I've gotten things drastically wrong in the past as well. I mean, it's not a big deal, okay? And I hope people don't take this to think that Andrew is ignorant on everything that he talks about and everything like that. Don't do that.
He's with the Daily Wire. Most likely he is. Let's go. Stop giving cover for this motherfucker. He was wrong.
That, please, because if you do that, you should logically do it to me. I've said incorrect things as well. Now, remember...
We know.
How I said that the average man is stronger than the average woman? Yeah, of course. But you can have men that are uniquely weaker to the average, okay, and women who are significantly stronger than the average as well. And I mean, the average man is generally heavier. Weight plays a very important role in combat, in case you didn't know, but also height, and that affects reach and stuff like that. But you can get, lighter, shorter men and heavier, taller women, okay? And so probably the better, thing to account for, there are exceptions, and I fully admit that, okay? The averages are very clearly the average. But to account for the exceptions, you could just say the advantages stronger, taller, heavier people have over physically weaker, lighter, and shorter people. From my own study, I have found disadvantages in either strength, height, and weight, especially if it's all strength, height, and weight, and you have a disadvantage in all those categories, are much more difficult to overcome through skill than it is when you're using a weapon. There are cases you can find where weaker, shorter, lighter women actually get a submission hold in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu against stronger, taller, heavier men, and they...
Okay, so why is this a 23-minute video if you know in unarmed combat, women can actually beat a man? In unarmed combat, it's almost as if skill plays a part in it. All right, let's go. And again, can women defeat a man in swords fights? Yes.
They win that, round, okay? So, there are always ways to overcome those disadvantages. Now, when it's adapted into movies, fantasy, role-playing games, and all those things, well, there's a lot of things that you kind of need to take into account. There's superpowers, for one, okay? Fancy, fantasy-based martial arts that we see in a lot of kind of Asian cinema is basically a superpower, okay, which evens the playing field.
No, it's not a super... Oh. Wait! I love the way he said fancy type of martial arts that you see in Asian films are a superpower. I can't make this up. Oh my god, this motherfucker's a chud. It's a superpower to just have skill. Okay, sure, let's go.
In those movies and stuff. Perfectly fine as well. Though even I will admit my belief is very unsuspended when I see an actress who is not trained in martial arts, and so their technique just sucks from the get-go, right? And they are like half the weight of the people that they're trying to fight, and they're physically weaker as well, just trashing them all because of fake choreography. That's really hard to swallow, and you see a lot.
Okay. So first of all, yeah, and you're right, Turbin. You're right, YouTube. You're absolutely right. What do you see in a lot of these fight movies? Oh, they're big and they're bad and they're big and strong, so they may not move. Like, you can look at the whole Dragon Ball Z, the fight with Trunks and Perfect Cell, the first one, where he was like, "Oh yeah, your muscles are bigger, but you're slower. Like you have more power, but you're slower." Like, you can see this shit, and like, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't know who needs to hear this, and I know some actresses are motherfucking get the benefit of, you know, cinematography and stuff like that. But because I own this movie scene that it's coming from. I would not want to get in a fight with Charlize Theron. I wouldn't. I fucking wouldn't. Call me a pussy. Call me a wimp. If she said, "Hey, let's get in some hand-to-hand combat," even without the movie shit, I wouldn't want to get into a fight with her. That's just me. I'm 5'7", 340 pounds. I wouldn't get into a fight with Charlize Theron. Nah, no. I would not fuck with her. She's like in her 40s. She may have like 5 or 6 years older than me. But all the amount of shit she's done in movies spanning probably 2 decades, no, I don't want to get into a fight with her. And this isn't even choreographed shit. This is hand-to-hand fucking beat you with everything combat that you can around. I literally saw this movie. But no, she wasn't supposed to win in a fight.
A lot of that, say, in like Atomic Blonde. It's far more satisfying when certain realities are acknowledged, and a movie that actually did this really well. It's a bad movie, but this fight scene was brilliant, and it's the remade Lara Croft Tomb Raider movie where Lara Croft is fighting a guy, and in the fight scene, it is shown visually that she is physically overpowered drastically. This guy is nearly just dominating her physically, and she has to use skill and technique to overcome that, and she does, and it came off.
Do you think he got a Woody? Do you think he got a little pecker? His little pecker got hard. Like, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, again, if you go to the Atomic Blonde actual movie, she is literally getting overpowered by a lot of the guys. The only reason why she's winning because she's picking up environmental weapons. But yeah, no, woman needs to be tossed around because reasons.
There's a brilliant, choreographed fight scene, and more satisfying because she had more disadvantages and limitations to overcome. And so when, there's no exceptional circumstances taken into account, superpowers, fantasy elements and stuff like that, even weapons are one of those things that do change up the mix completely. Acknowledging those realities makes for a more immersive and realistic movie, fight scene, anything, okay? So I will absolutely say that. So the biggest incorrect kind of elements to Andrew's statement is when he says 100% of the time, and he actually says 100% of the time that a guy trained with a sword will always beat a girl who's trained with a sword, and that is not true at all, okay? If you spoke in generalities, okay, and you were trying to say all things being equal, this applies far more so with unarmed martial arts. If you were to say 2 people, a man versus a woman, or a physically weak person versus a physically stronger person who have disadvantages and differences in both height and weight as well, and all things being equal apart from those disadvantages, on average, the stronger, taller...
Is somebody going to tell him, alright, yeah, skill actually plays a part in it too, but ingenuity as well. If you have the skill, you was trained under the same master, but if one is more, it just has more ingenuity. Okay, let's go.
Heavier opponent is always going to win. Regardless, okay? Including if that stronger, heavier, taller person is a female and the smaller, lighter, weaker person is the male, okay? So I'm accounting for the exceptions, but they are the exceptions. If you're speaking on average, well, on average, the guy is going to be the one who's winning as well, okay? That's reality. But to think that average is the same in unarmed martial arts versus weapon-based martial arts is very incorrect, because weapons are a very strong equalizing force when it comes to
No, it's not an equalizing force, it's a force multiplier, you dumb fuck. Alright, let's go.
That. The whole very nature and function of a weapon is to be a force multiplier, and as a result, you do not need much energy, power, strength to produce lethal force with a weapon. That's their whole point. Does it mean that inherent disadvantages in both strength, weight, and reach don't exist when you put weapons in the mix? Of course not. Well, of course those disadvantages do exist, but they're lessened significantly, and that's important, because with those disadvantages being lessened, it means those weaknesses are easier to overcome with skill, okay? And when it comes to weapon-based combat, especially swordsmanship, skill is the far greater greater significant component to try and assess if someone is going to win or lose than strength is. Those small advantages that you still will retain if you are stronger than your opponent is in, say, leverage in the bind. When the swords cross, okay, you will have more leverage to push down or break their guard. The easy way to overcome that is just to get better sword position. If you get the strong of your sword, which is the bottom half, against the weak of their sword, which is the top half, even if that guy is stronger, you will over leverage them and break their guard easier, okay?
So why did it take you 10 minutes to get to the point of saying, yes, women can beat a man in a sword fight? This is way more than what you needed to be. But you were fucking chud that you had to throw all of this in. I'm sorry, my guy. I get it. You feel threatened when it's, somebody's talking about the shit that I know, and even though he may be wrong, I need to make sure that he doesn't look as bad as he sounds.
Even these strength disadvantages can be overcome with technique much easier, and we know what those specific techniques are because historical European martial arts, HEMA, has seen this in the real world by people actually practicing and putting it to the test, okay? If you want a brilliant, like a truly brilliant video which talks about how strength affects swordsmanship, it's a video made by Blood and Iron. I will link it in the description below, card also there, and the person representing the weaker fighter is the female, and it's because in that specific circumstance, even though this is also true generally, the guy is stronger when they're comparing each other. So it's a brilliant video, and it talks about how strength applies, and it's absolutely these disadvantages that come from being weaker than your opponent can be overcome much easier through skill than when you're not using a weapon. Absolutely.
And interestingly enough, I've just found out that Blood and Iron has made a response video to Andrew Claven's comments as well, and wouldn't you know, they pretty much say the same thing that I do, but from their own words and from a really good practical basis, because Nicole Smith is a historical European martial arts HEMA instructor. So I'll link that video as well.
And so the statement that a woman is inherently going to lose 100% of the time is once again profoundly incorrect, and we have seen this in HEMA in the modern day, where women can actually fight at a competitive level against men.
And this is also reflected in several HEMA tournaments which are mixed gender. Seriously, look at the European Martial Arts Minsk tournament, where the categories are all mixed gender. Longsword, rapier, rapier and dagger, and sword and buckler. There are heaps of HEMA clubs that have all their training sessions.
Yes! I'm sorry. Come at me with a sword. Can you teach me, mommy? I'm just being an asshole. I'm being an asshole. Good. Yes, this video isn't as bad as I heard it out to be. I still think Shad is a chud, but this video isn't as bad as I thought it was to be. Let's keep going.
And the sparring partners that they pit people against all being mixed gender as well. This being because weapons, especially swords, are very much an equalizer. As I have mentioned, weapons are force multipliers. Now, as I've already mentioned, but I need to reiterate and then just add something onto it, that the average woman is going to have a disadvantage in reach, strength, and it's mostly mitigated with weapons, but that disadvantage is still there. And so there are enough female HEMA practitioners that actually elect to participate in female-only competitions, and that's perfectly their prerogative. But there are most definitely many HEMA...
I think this is going to go way south. Let's go. Again, I'm optimistic.
Tournaments that are directly open for both genders competing, and sometimes women beat the men and other times men beat the women. But the fact that there are situations where women do beat men with swords kind of contradicts Andrew's assertion that it would never happen. Because, once again, skill is the most significant factor in your success as a swordsman, swordswoman. But what I'm saying here actually directly contradicts one of Andrew's statements. In fact, he even said that this very thing would disprove him.
Being massively attacked now for saying the simple truth that women couldn't win a medieval sword fight or be in a medieval war battle with swords. And now people are challenging me to a sword fight, as if what you would be doing in a medieval battle is battling a 65-year-old scribe. But that's not what would be.
Sure, okay.
Happening, you'd be battling somebody who was equal to yourself, except a man, so stronger and bigger. He'd be as well trained and as young as you and in as good shape, except he'd be a man stronger and bigger. And all you have to do to prove that I'm wrong is mention a single contact sport that in which women can compete with men. They can't.
Well, I've actually mentioned several contact.
Why are you doing cover for this guy? Okay, let's go.
Which are the many different categories of sword fighting. And by Andrew's own admission, this does directly disprove his assertion. That single contact sport in which women can compete against men is HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts, but that also sets the precedent for most sword-based martial arts.
So it does raise a really important and significant question, as I mentioned before then, as to historically, why weren't women fighting on the battlefield? And
because they were told to stay out of the fucking battles, because men need to prove how strong they were instead of having so possibly good allies by their side, but because they needed to feel like men and they wanted to prove that they were men, they cut out probably a good portion of people that could ally them and help them win battles. Except for the ones that didn't, still had women on the fighting front lines. Okay, let's go.
I have said that was because of strength, and I think it was in my video on female armor. And I done further study on that, and I actually realized, okay, no, that's incorrect. It actually wasn't because of strength, because physically weaker men were also conscripted and forced into warfare and battle throughout all of human history. And so if strength was the reason why women were excluded from the historical battlefield, we would have seen physically weaker men excluded as well. But they weren't, okay? They were put into the battlefield and encouraged to go and fight and do all those things, because the reasons why women generally were not seen on the historical battlefield, even though there are, of course, historical exceptions, but the exceptions don't break the rules, that the standard was most women didn't fight in the historical battlefield, I've actually found isn't because of physical strength. Might play.
Okay. Why do I feel this is going off on a whole left turn? Ooh, we have 8 minutes left in the video. Let's go.
A small component, but in actual fact, the larger reason are cultural practices and certain other biological factors. Historically, they are very kind of concept.
Wait, why did he just cut off other biological factors? What biological factors? What biological? Does he think that women will just like, oh no, I want to go fight in the battle, but I'm like 7 months pregnant? Yeah, this is where it starts to get yikesy. Let's go.
The masculinity has always put men in the protective role, the fighting role, and I think that has arisen out of different biology. Okay, men are naturally stronger, and when it comes to unarmed combat, yeah, okay, they generally have the advantages. So look, it obviously plays an element. I'm not saying it doesn't completely.
Wait, you just said it shouldn't matter with weapons. Now you're going back on it. Oh my God. Okay, fuck, okay.
But because physically weaker men have been forced to fight, and the fact that women can be competent fighters, we have seen this irrefutably in the modern day, okay? If your whole nation is on the verge of being wiped out, why weren't women fighting? Well, one of the first, I think, very important things is that most women are not trained to fight, okay? If they were, they would be very useful in the battlefield, and I think...
And again, why weren't they trained to fight? Why weren't they trained to fight? Physically weaker men were trained to fight. Okay.
If a whole nation was on the verge of being wiped out and they had a huge body of trained, competent female warriors, they would get them on the battlefield as well. But on average, women do not train themselves to fight. And this is in contrast to men, specifically younger boys. For some reason, well, there's not some reason, testosterone, okay? There's a lot of reasons, okay?
Wait! Okay. Young boys don't have testosterone in significant quantities at 6 or 5. They don't. That's not how it works. Look.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. They don't have, like, it's literally a socialization. If you train women with the same ferocity that you train men at the start of the same age, at a very young age, it doesn't matter. Guess what happens? If you train women and they are training throughout puberty, the demand for muscle growth would cause them to produce more testosterone for more muscle growth. Because both men and women create testosterone and estrogen. I know, right? Shocking that the guy talking about medieval times, literally and figuratively, doesn't know that both men and women produce testosterone and estrogen. Okay, fuck. This is getting as bad as I thought it would be.
Boys naturally play fight, and it's really interesting. They naturally train themselves how to fight through their normal play. And I look at...
Because there's socialization. That you not kicking in testosterone at 4 and 5. You're not. Okay, let's go.
You can look at this anecdotally and also statistically more broadly. And for me, I was play fighting with my brothers my whole life, okay? I was getting in fights at school because, like, how boys naturally resolve, like, strong conflict, when it degenerates and talking doesn't work, it usually degenerates into violence. That is not the general way that women resolve conflict.
Because we don't socialize girls that way. Maybe we shouldn't socialize boys that way either. Okay, let's go.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can be vicious, okay? And they can be like, just men can be vicious, women can be vicious. It's so dumb that you have to step on eggshells around a topic that is so blatantly obvious to observe. But seriously,
like your misogyny. All right, let's go.
Anyone who's watching this, how many women have you seen getting into fist fights versus men? Okay, there is a difference that manifests from both biology and cultural practices, and I think the cultural practices actually results out of biology in the first place as well, that create many significant differences in how both the average...
The sociologist here. The sociologist here. Wow. Fuck. This is as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Okay. All right. Remember, I stayed with this video. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Boy and the average girl grow up and do things, and one of the interesting things that we see is the boys are fighting, and in actual fact we see a lot of cases boys liking to fight. Girls can like to fight as well. It's just proven in here by girls who do it, but there are a lot of different ways, like how men attract a mate and stuff like that is generally through feats of strength and stuff, and so that creates no! Dude, you are not Adonis, motherfucker. You Beowulf, you are not. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. I just lost it. I just fucking... Wait. Like, wow. Okay. He is shut out. He is shut out. Okay. Another competitive element. Women can be absolutely as competitive as men, generally not physically though. The way that women usually compete, I'm again speaking generalities because I know there's exceptions to this, but generally it's in status, it's in physical appearance a lot as well. It's just the average ways women generally try and attract men, and the average ways men generally try and attract women, and that creates cultural practices, and then we are finding, like, ultimately towards the end of boys' maturity, that they are, or they've gotten on fights already, they're familiar with conflict like that, they have trained themselves at...
Wait, but what about the women that like to fight, that've grown up being fighters? Then you try to say they're too masculine, they're too male-like, and then you want to try to ban them from motherfucking sports, even if they were, born with an internal uterus, because they're too masculine. No, this is really just bullshit. This is more red pill bullshit. Oh my god, this is red pill bullshit. Wow, okay.
And as a natural result, you're going to find most men in historical societies who are far more equipped, trained, capable, and ready to fight than the average woman. But that's, like, not the only thing. You also have to take into account the massive kind of influencing element of the fact that women fall pregnant, okay? When they're pregnant, they are far more vulnerable than they were previously, okay? They are limited physically in many levels. I have 4 children. I know from experience by watching...
Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Shit. Wow. Shit. Yeah, women are, for that whole time from that seed and dropped into that womb, even before conception, women are just weaker. Their charisma spell has gone up, their charisma points are going up by 5, and their defense is going down by -20. Okay.
My wife go through it, okay? And so that is going to affect not only the physical...
You go through pregnancy. No, seriously. If you think that women just are so vulnerable, you go through pregnancy. Go ahead. Carry another human being. You go through pregnancy. All right, let's go.
Condition that women are in, but the roles that they're going to be naturally inclined towards historically for raising children. Infants need women, especially historically. They didn't have, milk formula back then, so they needed women to nurse them and stuff like that. And then through many...
For how long, though? Okay. Wow, this is dumb. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize. Okay. Like, he is going full bore with this shit. All right, let's go.
Many sophisticated cultural and biological things, we have found the result that women naturally are better at raising younger children specifically. That's not to undermine the essential role fathers play, especially in early childhood development and stuff like that. But that alone affects so many things as to the prevalence and likelihood that women would have in training how to fight drastically. And the other important biological thing to consider as well is the nature of human reproduction, okay? If you go back to a very tribal-based society and you see 90 to 99% of the men being wiped out from battle, well, there is a practice in which that whole tribe can bounce back after a single generation, okay? But if you inverse that and have 99% of the women wiped out of a tribal society and have most of the men alive...
Wait. What is the practice? Oh, he's a fucking chud! Oh God. God. Wow. Wow. And here I was about to say, oh, this video isn't as bad as I thought it would. But this is the best thing about staying to the end of the video. Let's go.
That tribe is going to be destroyed after a generation, okay? That's simple biology.
And so it actually makes a measure of logical sense to risk male lives in warfare and combat than female lives.
Now, as to how much you feel that...
Yeah, because women are the treasure, right? Women are those treasure. Women are such a treasure or a trophy. You know, a trophy that you put, like, putting a cat on a hot thing, or like putting a pussy on a pedestal. Like the fuck? Like this is like some red pill tier shit. But okay, let's go. Let's go.
Affects the value difference into how men were regarded versus women historically. There's far more nuance, and I think it might deserve its own video, because men, of course, add tremendous value in their natural biological differences to women as well, in terms of their ability to provide and protect and other things like that, and the natural roles, the outward-facing power versus inward-facing power, and all these, it becomes all very complicated, but I still think there is a kernel of truth, or at least something significant to kind of look at there, as to the fact that men have always desired...
Shad, the sociologist. I can't, man. I can't. What have men desired?
To protect women historically, okay? Not only on average...
Yeah, because historically, women were their property. So yes, of course they want to protect their property. This shit is fucking crazy. All right, let's go.
Mother of their children, but their wives, okay, sisters, mothers, and things like that. It creates a very strong desire that men don't want to see women vulnerable or in danger. And I experienced that too. And I'm speaking honestly and seriously the thought.
So, you know what? One of the things that I've always wanted my daughter to be protected. And I know that there are times where I wouldn't be there. So I would entrust her protection to somebody who has more of a stake in her protection. That person would be my daughter. Like, dude, you sound like a fucking... not sound like a judge. You are a judge for this shit. This shit is crazy. You are literally saying that like men don't really have any value because they get thrown away in war. Yeah, but they get to be kings and tell other people what to fucking do if they come back. This is the shit that, like, red pill tier shit. Well, why they always send men to war? Because they want to go and measure the size of their dicks. That's why. Sometimes figuratively and literally. Because if you think your country is going to fucking collapse, you think, oh, what was me? You should be training every able-bodied soldier you can. Fuck, look at Stalin, as much as a terror he is. He said, like, oh, women, you want to be snipers? If you think that is the problem, but no, you would rather say, all the men are gone. Most of the men are gone. Up, time for a man to have more than one wife. That's what he actually meant by that. But let's go. Let's go.
That my wife would have to protect herself instead of me being able to step in between to protect her is horrifying, okay? Like, these instincts are so strong.
Because you think that it makes you less of a man to have somebody else capable at your side. That's the thing. A lot of these motherfuckers are just weak motherfuckers that want to judge themselves, their strength, based on not having any competition. I want somebody to challenge me. Just talking earlier, it is a friend of mine who can actually do motherfucking 2 miles, can run 2 miles. I can barely make it a mile. You know what I'm going to actually do? Fuck that. Stop walking? No, I'm going to say, shit, that's the standard that I have to make it for myself. But you will never get these motherfuckers to admit that because they think, no competition. No competition, it makes me look bad. But let's go.
I've experienced that in my own life. And so even if my wife was actually trained and a competent fighter, even if she was probably better than me, I value her life so much, I would want her to be the second option if there was a war to break out to go off and fight choosing between me and her. And I think we see that reflected historically as well.
All right, I can't anymore. Peter, can you do it for me?
Done.
I can't anymore. Like, this shit is just, like, fucking unbelievable. They complain about how men have no value or less valuable than women, and then they say this bullshit of like, oh yeah, but we need to like no. You made a great, wonderful part of the video about women being trained in, historic European martial arts. That's fucking awesome. Start that shit. Start that shit. Stop training and teaching women that they should only be princesses and they should only exert their power by looks and, motherfucking external power versus internal power. That's not it, Chief. It's just sounding like you are so fucking insecure. But I'm not insecure. And you know what you guys can do? You can like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to actually help out the channel, please share the video. Share the video. I'm trying to make 800 subscribers by the end of the month. And if you guys can help me out, it'll be great. Any other thing, hit me up in my comment section, and we're going to cut this video segment here. Oh, God. So, this has been a thing. I wanted to cover this video, and it looks like I have not been disappointed. Oh, God. I can't. Like, as far as a man, no one can tell me who I am as a man. I know I'm a man. I identify as a man. I have a penis. I have testes. Dick and balls. Nobody can actually. I've said it with other things. Like, nobody can tell me how black I am. Nobody can tell me what type of. Like, I literally worked in a call center, and somebody called me the F slur, called me like dumb fuck. They said I was underpaid, never knowing how much I really get paid. And it's just hilarious that these people think that shit can actually get to me. It doesn't. Only reminds me of our dumb fucks who think their value are based on somebody else's standards. Now, if you would call me a fucking liar, if you would call me somebody who is untrustworthy, as far as, being trusted with position, like, I would have an issue with that because that's something I strive for. But just to say you don't meet my standard of what this arbitrary standard is, fuck you. Don't care. I probably never will care. Like I said, trustworthiness, you got me. Kindness, you got me. Like I like, if you don't think that I'm kind, like, that's something that I can work on. But this shit, how much of a man you are, if you have to ask more than you. Oh, God. Sure. Anyway, guys, remember, touch titties, always with consent. And, take us away, Richard.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah. I'm probably afraid of that, because then people don't hate each other, then people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right, absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before, guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things.
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it starts
The system
eating.
levels them.
Pretty soon it's all
Is that
gone.
what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.